Okay, my name's Sean Chalfin, and I discovered more information about these IMG1s and IMG5.wsimg.com injections into the header that GoDaddy has been putting into my websites. And the example is these IMG injections were always installed after I built the website. And they have these Apple Touch icons, which have Akamai and Fastly and Lacana and Google content that they inject into the header before the title line. And this is cars.flights. Now, this was my business website, which was very complex and took weeks, months to build. I had so much work into this, and GoDaddy attacked my income with these WSIMGs. Now, there are multiple complaints online about these, but no one really understands what they are, other than GoDaddy calls them uh, uh, real user metrics, RUM, real user metrics. And GoDaddy injected these into every one of my sites after I built them. And this is Hotel.beer, which they took the domain from me, but injected above the title line so SEO could never find my website, but it redirected to a hidden IP address. Now, yesterday, I'm doing the who is on all of my domains that I can. Right here is Hotel.style, and I have this until October 2020, and they have locked me out of it, won't let me transfer it. It's at GoDaddy. And I'm also doing a little research on every one of my domains, and here is the check DNS URL redirect checker from checkyourwebsite.server.date and .de, a nice little German company. And here are the A records pointed at Afterneck, which I have been saying all along. As soon as GoDaddy pointed the A records of my domains to Amazon, and their reason was, well, that's where we keep the domains at Afterneck, on Afterneck. Well, I've said that as soon as you did that, you couldn't search the domain anymore. Well, it's ironic that you can now search this domain, but I want to share with you what I discovered, what they were doing all along, and with the IMGs. Those IMGs that I discovered have a script that looks like this. And inside those IMGs are these redirect scripts that include multiple. There's IMG1, here's IMG5 down here somewhere, multiple times IMG5, but I have to find it. It's in here. What I noticed, though, was right here a hidden IP address. Now, here they call this thing ghost IP. Now, I have multiple Akamai ghost scripts that I have found where there's logins and places for your password. Akamai ghost. But there is the ghost IP, in which I believe is going right to Kayak, I believe. Now they're injecting Google content into the header. This they're cross-origin resource sharing the root certificates in those headers that allow Fastly and Akamai, Expedia, and more to access the credentials of my domains. And for the first time, I have been able to completely unmask what they're doing. There's the IMG5s. And this is content that they're injecting in the URL, and they're attaching it to that dark image right there. And what I mean by that is this. If you pull up my website, Hotel.style, it loads blue. Well, wait a second. I just refresh. Loads blue before the pages or the images load. Except for that one that time. But that SVG file is attached to this colored background image. But getting back to this, if you go to my suit.style of this version, it will show those colored images. But here is for the first time a direct explanation. Encrypted, of course. But the cross-origin hack with these IMGs. Now, another thing that's interesting here is that if you do a port check, they have their SSH tunneling the website. They have an FTP login, cPanel, a Plesk installer on both the URLs. And they also did it to the IP address in this case. Now, let's go back to this IP right here. The hidden ghost. The ghost IP. Now, this ghost IP, we're going to do a whois. And it says access denied, forbidden. Well, I wonder who that is. So let's just copy it. I don't want to do that now, but we're going to copy it and paste. And they're accessing the Amazon servers with that IP address. Now, I took that same hidden IP address that was in that redirect, all that script, and I pung it. We'll ping it again. It lands somewhere. In just 10 hops, we have lost 0 packets. However, if you ping Hotel.style, it times out. It doesn't exist when it should go right to GoDaddy. But let's do a lookup for this IP address that I found in the header over here. Right here, that IP address. And if you do a lookup for Hotel.style, it takes you to the Afternext servers, which is right here. My point, if you type in Hotel.style, my point is that I believe that as soon as GoDaddy pointed the A records to Amazon, it allowed Akamai and allowed Fastly and Expedia to access the domain. And they're stealing, I allege, the traffic. Now, if you do a trace route to this, IP address, it did go right to Akamai. I don't know why it's being held up right now. But this right here has always been in play. It's interesting that it is not going through to Akamai right now because it was earlier. There it is. Okay, so that first hop is interesting to me. But if you do a trace route to Hotel.style, it will keep on going. I don't think it lands at it never gets to where it's supposed to go. It unless it does this time. It never gets there. But if we do a who is for this, remember it was access denied for who is. But if we do a who is for, it was over here, access denied. Access denied. But that's Akamai. Or I'm sorry, that was Amazon. But they're not allowing you to see that it goes to Akamai on this query. Now, if we do a who is Hotel.style, it should show my name because remember, I am the registrant of Hotel.style. But there's more. Just watch this. Now, a couple of things I did yesterday was I went to Security Trails and I found a text file that was installed on Hotel.style 2 years ago, but it was last seen a month ago. And there's an IP address right there. Now, there's also a start of authority record, one at GoDaddy right here, but the other is very interesting to me. There's an email at Google. Now, they're injecting Google user content into every one of my websites. I don't know what this is, but that's an email address. Maybe it's Gmail and Google, but there's an organization, and I believe that this email is within Google. And I could keep going on Google, but I don't have enough knowledge to be 100% on this. But it's interesting that Google is the start of authority, as they were with yachts.properties and many other of my domains, when GoDaddy should have been the start of authority. This is a very interesting find right here. Now, let's go back to, there's the MX records. So they had mail records. But let's go back to that IP address, which was a text record in Hotel.style. And that IP address 162.214.10.149 is right here. And it goes to a company called Unified Layer. And Unified Layer is showing up constantly in the DNS history of my domains. And they're out of Proval, Utah. And I text this guy yesterday and I let him know what I found on their chat. Now, again, all of this are this is this IMG content that they inject in the headers. And when I discovered Lacana was being injected into here, GoDaddy destroyed everything. And this is what I mean by that. These are the IMG, WSIMG ones, and GoDaddy's sharing the root certificates right here with Hotels.viajes with Fastly. And I finally found what this script is. It's an amazing discovery. Here is the IMGs attacking Vegas.baby with their Google user content, cross-origin resource sharing, and GoDaddy supplying the root certificates. I'm telling you. And so the last one, Suit.style, goes right to Akamai. And their WSIMG, cross-origin resource sharing. And there it is, all spelled out for you with their IMGs. This is an amazing find. Their relay links. And in this case, they're referring Hotel.style to Akamai, which I believe is going on to Kayak.